Welcome back everybody to the channel. This is a Gemini video on Epic. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that word. Sorry about that. Gemini, is that how you pronounce that word in English? I'm not sure. English is not my main language, so I'm not sure how you pronounce this word right here. But I'm gonna call it for as Gemini. You guys know who those two guys are. Let's get into gear first. So furious attacks across the board. The only new acquisition I have is this badge. It dropped with furious attack on the arcane realm, and it's really good. I am running it over energy savings because I don't even know. It's just because of the furious attack aptitude. Pretty much doesn't matter because in 3 days I'm gonna fight Archdruid and then I'm gonna collect the energy savings badge from Archdruid. Probably just temper the furious attack in. If I get good stats, keep the stats. If not, I'll temper the stats as well. They're pretty good. They're good enough, right? So yeah, that's the only new piece I have. I am 53.6% crit, 6.3% omni, and 20.7% cooldown, which means this is a 5-1-2. I will show you what that means in the talents, because plenty of people have asked me what that means. Resonance is at 100.3%. I like it there, and I'm gonna stay there. Now let's go to the talents to talk about that 5-1-2, because many people asked me what that means after my last video. 5 means that I've got 5 breakpoints on the first talent here on the on this column, right? The first breakpoint is, or the first icon here is the crit percentage. I have the 5 breakpoints. That's why I'm calling my build 5. 1, because I've got 1 omni breakpoint, and then 2 because I've got 2 cooldown breakpoints. That's what I mean when I say 5-1-2. Now the talent setup, the same that you guys have been seeing me run for quite a while now. Everything is pretty much standard. The only things that I see from my build that is different from some of the other players' builds is a lot of players like to keep 3 points in assault. A lot of players like to keep 3 points in gift of the opportunity, and then they don't commit 3 points into Zealous Pursuit. It's fine. I prefer to have 3 points here because, as I've said plenty of times, I never, when I fight bosses, do I feel like I need that extra charge of assault. I'm never running low on them. I'm not sure if it's maybe I'm doing something incorrectly and I'm not pressing assault as much, but I don't know. I've never needed that extra 3rd point. Same with gift of the opportunity. It lowers the cooldown on furious attack, but it wasn't giving me enough cooldown reduction that I felt like I could get extra furious attack casts off. So oftentimes you're because of the fight and the way the fight behaves, you're not gonna get as many furious attacks off anyways. So do I really need 3 points here? I don't think so. Or at least that's how I feel. So yeah, I'm gonna stay that way. I like it. And then I've explained the other talents, so yeah, that's the talent setup. Now let's go into the Inscribe Stone. Pretty much got the same thing as last video as well. Level 1 core node. I've been asked if I'm going to commit 3 points into here. I don't think so, at least not yet. Maybe, I don't know. It just this right here feels so bad that I don't know. Maybe I'll probably talk about this in a later video because this is going to take some time for me to talk about. I also want to talk about talents and other setups, emblems. That's probably going to be in another video. let's just get into the Gemini here. So Crush, upper left, upper right. Upper left on the Intertwined Fates. Overload has upper left and upper right as well. And then this High Energy Potion has upper left and lower right. This Warlike Surge has the lower left. So both of these nodes are boosted at 100%. Guys, make sure that you are 3 out of 3 in every resonance node, please. This is going to increase your damage. Trust me. Okay, just trust me on that one. So yeah, that's the Inscribed Stone. Let's get into the Gemini, Forest Gemini or Gemini. I keep mixing the pronunciations on that word. So what's new in this fight? Well, if you're like me and you're playing a DPS spec, literally nothing changes. Okay? If you are a tank, the only change is you have to do a taunt swap. That's all there is to it. So for all of you DPS players or Shadow Swordsman players or healers that are watching this, it's a lot more heal intensive, but it's pretty much the same thing. For all of you DPS players, you're going to want to run self heals or damage reductions or health pots if you can for some of the high damage moments of the fight. Other than that, it's the same thing. Tanks, all you have to do is taunt swap. Everything else is the same. It's pretty much the same fight. All right. So let's play this out. Here is the pull. We're doing our 4, 2, 1, 6, 3, and then we go into a 1, 2 repetition until the Furious Attack is going to be on the weakness spot and inside Thirst Battle for a 67k crit. You want to dodge these small circles, don't get hit by those. And now, this is one of the most important things that I can tell you guys. This is very important. You do not have to cast an ability every global. This is one of the most important things that I can well, not teach, but I can tell you guys. You don't have to cast an ability every global. It is not a mistake to hold on and see where you're at and reassess the situation. Do not just press buttons because you feel like you have to press buttons. No. Why? Brother, there's 2 charges of Assault. There's 2 charges of Swift Strike. And then if you have your Frenzy Throw, your 5, and your 6 on cooldown, and you don't have 2 charges of Swift Strike, and you don't have 2 charges of Assault, if you are not pressing anything, you are not losing damage. The moment you lose damage is the moment you hold on to your cooldowns. If you hold on to Furious Attack for too long, you're losing damage. If you hold on for Frenzy Throw or your 5 or your 6 for too long, you are losing damage. If you have 2 charges on Swift Strike or 2 charges on Assault and you still haven't casted it, you are losing damage. But this right here, right now, I am not losing any damage whatsoever. Look at this. This is something that's very important that a lot of people need to understand. Do not get desperate. Right now, I don't have to press anything if I don't want to. Why? Because look, everything is on cooldown. So what am I doing here? I'm just waiting for my Assault charge. I cast my Furious Attack. Then I'm going to do a 2 and I'm going to do Assault. And now I don't have to press anything. The reason why I'm pressing Assault is because, well, number 1, it's up. Number 2, I want to rotate so that I can reduce the cooldown on Frenzy Throw. But if my Furious Attack were 5 seconds off right here, I would probably do Assault and then Assault again and just stay here. Because there's nothing for me to press. I'm just going to stay here and wait for a Furious Attack to come off cooldown and I'm going to cast it and keep going. I'm not losing damage. because I'm not overcapping any of my charges on Assault or Swift Strike, and I don't have any other button up, I'm not losing damage. Guys, I promise you, you do not need to press an ability every global. I promise you. It is way better for you to stop doing damage for 1 second, see what's going on, assess the situation, and then continue pressing. Okay, so here we dodged the tornado. Now we're just waiting to get into our Frenzy Throw window. There we go, Frenzy Throw, Furious Attack. And now we're just getting into just moving throughout the roulette. Boss goes up in the air. I'm going to attack John rather than do the mechanic, but I mean, they've got that, right? So now we are trying to get our Furious Attack off on the weakness spot. There we go, no crit, unfortunate. We're going to drop the meteors, get back on the boss, try to maintain as much uptime as we can. We lost somebody, got instantly res, and now we're just waiting for our cooldown window. And here we go, pop everything. 74k crit, 126k crit, 36k crit. Got hit by the animal because we got greedy. Wasn't the best burst window, but it's good enough. Gets the job done. Unfortunately, the bosses are a little too close. Or maybe not. They don't have the buff up. We are actually destroying these bosses. Now, everybody swapped to John. Except me. And the reason for this is because I am trying to get Ivar to execute phase. Right? I am just trying my hardest to get Ivar to 25% or 24% here. Because I want my next burst window to be on Ivar to get him low enough. So that... Ooh... Okay, and I didn't get hit. Wow. Did we really kill the boss? 3 people are dead. Alright, so I got Ivar, as you can see here. Ivar is at 25. So now I'm off Ivar, and I'm going to John. But then my cooldowns are coming up. You better believe I am not bursting John. Now, if you're in progression, and you really need to kill the boss, and you're struggling, you want to throw your cooldowns at John. But I am not about to do that. I am about to turn around and I'm about to get this execution talent value, bro. I'm about to go and burst 141k, burst 30k, unfortunate, didn't get rewarded, and then a 39k. You know what that is right there, right? That's the game saying, "Nuh-uh, you're not gonna come over here and pad like that." You know, well, not really pad because you still need to get that boss low. You have some percentage points you can play with. But I tried to be slick with it, and it didn't work out. So yeah, I tried to get a little bit of execute phase action on Ivar. Didn't work out in my favor. But now we are hopping on John, and we're going to just try to bring John down. And once we phase John, it's pretty much just kill both bosses at the same time. We right here are destroying the bosses, so we are skipping mechanics. So this really isn't the best example of the fight because Ivar does a mechanic where you have to hide behind rocks, and he didn't do it because we were just destroying the boss. So we skipped that, but just keep in mind that that's still a thing when you fight the boss on Epic. Now, we are going to keep bursting this boss. As you can see, it's pretty much the same fight, at least from the DPS perspective. We are entering another burst window. I'm playing a little bit with fire here. I probably should play towards the other side, but it's fine. Here we go, 70k burst, 107k burst, and then 25k burst. I couldn't burst Ivar there because I had already done it once. If I do it again, it's probably going to be overkill. I'm probably going to bring them down to 15 and their HPs may reset. I'm not sure how that works, but you pretty much want to kill them both at the same time. Now, I get punished for bursting John before entering execute phase, but not really. The reason why I get punished is because I made a huge misplay and it cost me my last burst window. You will see that soon enough. Right here, I'm just trying to speed run through the roulette because I recognize that time is running out. I even get hit by this because I'm just tunneling. I'm trying to speed run the roulette so I can get one more cooldown usage. And here's where I make the biggest mistake. This is the mistake right here. I press Furious Attack. That cannot happen. Because if I did not press Furious Attack there, now I have Furious Attack and I'm just going on Ivar right here when he has 3%. Now I have to hold. Oh man, and it's brutal. I did hit a 136k on Ivar before killing, but I could probably get 2 Furious Attacks off. Maybe even the third one. It's fine though. We get the kill. We get whatever that is. Let me see if I can get to the damage breakdown. Okay, there it is. So again, 5 minutes. The fight lasted 5 minutes. What the dummy tests that I do last. 52k average on the Furious Attacks. We got 28 Furious Attacks off. That's really good. 55.4% of my damage. And this is pretty good kill. I mean, 8.6k should have been higher because I misplayed that last part pretty bad. And then also, unfortunately, I tried to take advantage of the execute window on Ivar and it didn't go my way because I didn't crit. Only crit once. But just there's a lot of damage to be done in this fight. This is not a great pull, and it's still 8.6k damage, right? Let me see how the damage was looking. So we're at 8.6. That's really good, man. If as long as you do your rotation correctly and you execute your burst windows, you should be fine. And I guess the biggest takeaway from this video is what I said earlier. Do not be afraid to stop for a moment and figure out what's going on in the fight and then continue to do damage. Because if you have every button on cooldown, I promise you, the best thing you can do if you're not sure, just stop attacking for 1 second or 2 seconds. See what's going on. Reposition if you have to reposition. Do whatever mechanic you have to do. And then continue fighting. If your assault is not on 2 charges. And your swift strike is not on 2 charges. And furious attack is not up. Frenzy throw is not up. Your 5 is not up. And your 6 is not up. If everything here is not up and not overcapped, you will not lose damage. You don't have to press assault just because it's up and because you feel like you have to press something. No. Actually, the worst thing you can do is just press because you want to press. So yeah. I guess that would be the biggest takeaway from this video, other than really just looking at the Gemini fight. I will try to upload maybe a challenge shark kill that I got a little while back, just so you can see the challenge shark fight. And then I'll probably do a video on the Inscribe stone, the emblems, and the talent builds, because I do get a lot of questions on that, and I want to make sure that I address that. So thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys soon.